Welcome to Wargroove 2. The number one thing you're going to want to do the second you get this game is play around with the most fun new unit, the Frog. This thing is insanely powerful, and in this video, I'm not just going to show you the basics of the Frog unit, I'm going to straight up show you two different ways to kill a commander with just this thing. Alright, let's get started. So, first of all, the Frog is an amphibious unit, meaning it is very happy to go on the water and rivers, but it is very slow on land, moving only 3 tiles on plains and road. It's very slow in forests and can't move through mountains at all. Now, in terms of what this baby can do, the Frog's most powerful weapon is its pull ability, a totally free-to-use spell that can pull an ally or an enemy 1 tile closer to the Frog. It's important, though, to know the limitations of this ability. It does not work, for example, on commanders, or any kind of unit with the commander property, such as a guardian, meaning it won't work on many of the Conquest mini-bosses. You also can't use the pull ability on any unit directly next to the Frog, as, well, where would you pull it? And it does not work on anything being grappled by a kraken. It also does not work on the grappling kraken itself, so do keep that in mind. Now, Frogs can also attack. They are attacking units. Frogs attack at melee and do pretty big damage to squishy infantry, but mid damage to heavy land units. They do decent damage to kind of lighter sea units, but very weak damage to heavier sea units. Now, the Frog gets their crit condition when the enemy is standing on a river or a beach. So this means that merfolk and mages on rivers, for example, can get one shot by Frogs. Even the tanky knight and the tanky kraken just sitting on a beach can take a massive chunk from these Frogs. But, you're watching this video because you want to see the ridiculous things that Frogs can do. So let's kill Valder on only one side. Now, Valder is surrounded on 3 sides by castle walls. I'm going to use dragons for this demonstration because I love them and they're cool, but they're also nerfed to hell, and you can just use knights. They do exactly the same damage. So I'm going to attack Valder with a dragon, and okay, that did 27 damage, who cares, right? But what if the Frog just pulls the dragon out of the way and then we do it again? Oh wow, that's actually a lot of damage. Hold on, I'm sure we can't do this again. Wait a minute, what is happening here? No. You can't just one side. One side! You can kill a commander on just one side with a bunch of Frogs and 4 knights. Again, I'm using dragons because they're cool for the video and I love them, but knights do the same damage. This is insane. Alright, let's take a look at this scenario over here now. And there's more. There's another commander kill that's even crazier than this one. But let's take a look at the Frog's wall-breaking powers, alright? So these swords are standing in front of this trebuchet, and frog darn it, I just can't get to it. I mean, take a look. There's nothing I can do to one-shot these swords. It doesn't work. But not to worry. With the frog's pull ability, right, and a little bit of clever maneuvering, we can easily sweep over the enemies and open up holes in their defenses. Being able to pull an enemy out of their formation is ridiculous. It's just ridiculous, because it lets you pull apart all of their tactics, all of their defenses, everything they poured their heart into doing, and just completely destroy them. Look at this. This invincible wall was just torn to pieces, and it's gone now. Completely gone. Alright, let's take a look at some other ridiculous things the Frogs can do. I know a lot of you were wondering about what Frogs can kill in one hit. So if I take this warship and pull it onto land, it's gone. If I take this warship and pull it into this abyss, it's gone. What about castle walls? It disappears into another dimension, I guess. It's gone. Frogs can destroy sea units by pulling them onto tiles they can't exist on. However, it's important to know that if you try to pull it into a building or another unit, they're just going to take collision damage. It's not going to immediately die. Collision damage, where the Frog's pull is concerned, is equal to 20%, if you take a look at this, 20% damage, no matter what defense tile it's standing on. So this is 20% true damage. Now, you're probably wondering, can you do the reverse? You can absolutely kill golems by pulling them into the sea or an abyss tile. However, land units are a little bit different. You can't kill a golem by pulling it into a castle wall. it will only take collision damage. It will behave the same way if you try to pull it into a building. Now, it turns out that land units are a little bit tankier to frogs than sea units are. If you pull a knight into the mountain, it will just take collision damage. Amphibious units are treated as land units. They will survive being pulled onto tiles they can't stand on. And heavy artillery, which can't stand on beaches, again, collision damage. They'll just take collision damage. So keep in mind that that does not kill. Dragons and other flyers are treated the same as land units. They will only take collision damage if you pull them onto tiles they can't stand on. Sea units will just die. Alright, let's do the most ridiculous kill in the game. Let's just get it over with. This is absurd, alright? So we have Rhomb using Tier 2 Groove and standing on Mountain. This is the most ridiculously defensive thing in the game, and just to make it even better, I've surrounded Rhomb with 4 golems. Nothing can kill this. Nothing in the game can do enough damage to kill this. A knight crit would just bounce off this, and how would you even get there? It's surrounded by golems, right? I'm gonna kill this with 6 frogs. Here's how. First, we take this frog and we're gonna pull. Oh no, commanders are immune to pulls. But golems aren't. We're gonna pull the golem into Rhomb, dealing collision damage to both of them. 20 true damage. Ignoring defense. You see where this is going. We can pull every single one of these golem bodyguards right into Rhomb, dropping Rhomb to 20. Then we can pull our own frog clear out of the way and do it one more time. And Rhomb is dead to 6 frogs, despite being the tankiest thing in the game. Forget about 10 witches and spending like a bajillion gold to hex 10 times. You just need 6 frogs, and you win. Alright, now let's take a look at some more fun things that frogs can do, because we're not done. We are not done. I want to give a special thanks to Discord user Nien for pointing this one out to me. If you're in Fog of War and you completely destroy an enemy, but alas, you're going to lose your precious knight. Not a problem. Your frog can pull you into a forest, and now you're invisible. Hocus pocus. Amazing. Alright, the next thing we're going to talk about is frog buddies. Frog buddies are like the best thing. Check this out. So this mage is a frog buddy, right? And it can't hit the dragon. There's mountains in the way, the dragon's just too far away, nothing we can do. No problem. The frog can get on the other side of this mage, pull it onto the mountain, now it has a ton more movement in this direction, and can hit the dragon. This knight has a frog buddy. This knight was planning on critting this barracks, which would have been awesome, but, you know, your opponent saw it coming, they built a sword, they're blocking it. Gee, I sure wish I could crit that village instead. Abracafrog. You just pull the knight to a new tile, and now you can crit an entirely different village with your knight. Oh gee, rifles can't move and attack. There's nothing I could do to crit this sword or hit that one, right? Frog buddy power. We just pull the rifle over here, now we can crit kill this sword or hit that one. Suddenly, rifles can move and attack. You just build these things out of these barracks for what, 650 gold right now? They are super cheap, super amazing, and I guarantee there's more stuff I missed. Let me know in the comments what your favorite frog strategy is that I didn't include in this video, and if we get enough of them, I will make a second frog tips video. That's all for now, and welcome to Wargroove 2.